everyone, today I'll be reviewing this highly anticipated, this kaiju movie from Norway just dropped on Netflix. It's called Troll. And when I saw the trailer for this movie, I thought, ooh, this movie looks really interesting. And this movie's plot itself, it is so interesting about Troll. And that's why I was so excited to see this movie. Although this movie, some of the action set pieces and some of the CGI in this movie and the way it's shot, it's really very beautiful. Overall, this movie, it looks really beautiful, especially CGI for this movie. It looks really good. So I had really high hope for this movie. So that's why I don't know how to say this. I thought this movie was just okay for me. I really wanted to like this movie a lot. But unfortunately, this movie's story is like, it's not that much at all. And this movie's character, basically only 3 characters in this movie. Basically this paleontologist lady, this army guy, and this one, I guess president's secretary or something. And this movie centers around these 3 characters trying to stop this giant troll who comes out of mountain. Yes! What do I think about this troll design? I think this troll looked really very creative. Although I didn't, like, he looked creative same time. It did look, unfortunately for me, it didn't look, like, how do I say, it didn't look as good as Godzilla. Although this movie, when you watch it, you do feel like you are watching a Godzilla. I feel like you are watching that movie because you hear troll is coming, his footstep. This movie doesn't show the troll until 10-15 minutes. The reason for me, this movie really had lot of exposition after exposition. This movie, first we go to this paleontologist. Then this paleontologist is trying to make up her plan. Then she goes to her dad. Then this dad goes to like that. Like exposition after exposition. This movie tried to present it to us. And I'm like, it's really, and especially all these military people, some of them are so stupid. That's how the monster movie goes, I guess. But this is 2022 and this is such a cool character, Troll. And his backstory is really very interesting. That is why some part of this movie, actually, I really enjoyed this folklore about this creature. Nobody thinks he's real. But once we learn about his backstory, I thought it was really interesting. And what most people will complain about this movie story is nothing there, but the acting in this movie is really not good at all. This center actress, Annie William or something, her name, her acting is like really, I think I cannot like fully blame on her, but this actress, not that I know her work or anything like that. I think because this movie, it is the end of the day CGI heavy, this kind of movie is like you have to act with the green screen. And she doesn't know where is this troll standing, might be because the director tells them like, oh, react this way, that way. The whole throughout the movie, she had the same expression in her face. And I don't know, I didn't like this movie was totally centered around her. There wasn't another strong character, because sometimes this movie did felt like she comes up with this idea about oh boo boo boo, then like end of this movie, how silly it was. She's the one suggested the sunlight will kill the troll. Then they were just killing the troll. Then she goes and stop it, and I'm like, and this troll dies anyway in the sunlight. I was like, are you kidding me, movie? That was like I didn't like it. Doesn't mean someone else will not. It's just my opinion on this movie, because I do understand many people in my review will be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just giving you my perspective on this movie. I thought, as I was saying, some of this story, it is very interesting when I'm watching it, but all this exposition after exposition, like especially first 40 minutes of this movie is like that. Like she goes to, like this army goes to her, she goes to this, and then she goes to her dad, and the dad goes to the and then again these people goes to that next person who knows the troll's backstory. Overall, I would say the Anne William, her character's like her character was like there is a backstory about her dad, like he wasn't crazy after all. this movie tried to focus on that a lot. Although I will say it did work, I guess. The acting is not that good, although I was watching a dubbing version, but I think even like if you didn't watch it in dub version, acting is acting. It can transcend dubbing version too. But this this is such a huge, this kind of monster movie. I know it's really hard to act with this CGI green screen. That's okay. Overall, I'll say this movie, some parts are cool, some are like okay. Overall, I would say it is like okay watch for me. I didn't thought it was good. It could have been something great because the monster itself so interesting. But this movie, all the direction it took, it didn't work for me. That was my thought on this. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget my other review on other Netflix movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.